We're hanging out with Sydney from Smurf Inc. right here. We're talking about the most, I don't want to say the most painful industry because there are other industries out there that do the worst. But we're talking about, tattoos as a whole and more or less trying to find out exactly what was the reason that led him into such a beautiful space. Right? Sydney, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great.
No, we're doing perfect. Thank you for honoring the invites and coming through.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thank you
Yes.
guys for accepting me.
Right, so first things first.
Yeah.
For a listener who does not know, the tattoo that you see on my arm or on social media is done by this man right here, who I can confidently say treated me so nicely as a virgin, guys. I was a tattoo virgin, but I can tell you with all my heart and confidence that it felt like I was doing for the 10th time.
Yeah.
To the point where he kept asking me, is this your first time? No, you're probably hiding a tattoo. But that's how beautiful the situation and the space was,
Yeah,
right?
you said
You
like a
forgot
champ.
to tell him you felt worse pain. So that was
Exactly, you see? But in fact, I didn't. But let's
Yeah.
talk about that, my brother. Let's talk about, the love for, putting ink onto someone's body. Let's talk about where that comes from. Does it come from the point that you originally just used to draw and then now you felt like, let's take it up a notch. Let's draw on someone's skin. Let's talk about that.
Well, it started off as a side hustle.
Yeah.
And then during the course of the time, and then I fell in love with the artwork and everything, and it became part of my purpose because I felt like, connecting with people and giving them something to, remember for the rest of their life is one of the greatest gifts, So I was like, hey, let me take a closer look at this and then, hey, here we are.
How can you side hustle tattooing people? Because I mean, you could botch them.
Well,
Why
yeah.
did you take that risk? We all do things for money sometimes, but why did you take that risk? You're risking a side hustle of tattooing people or drawing on people's bodies. Because have you ever gotten it wrong where you had a client that was like, hey,
Multiple times, yeah.
and then what do you do after that?
Well, feel bad, obviously, but with communication, like with this line of work that I'm in, you need to be in, communication with the client from the start to the healing of the tat, not just after, because clients pay for a healed tat, not just the process. So in the process, if the client is understanding, we have them redo the tat, especially at this point where I'm at now. I'm calling all my clients. Whoever's listening who's been tattooed by me should come through if they have a bad tat. Otherwise,
Can I come back?
you have a
Do you have a
beautiful
bad
man.
tat?
No, I don't. I just love it now, weirdly enough. We're hanging out with Cindy from Smurf Inc. Send through your question on 78073440. But before I go out, I actually had one that I've been reserving that came in yesterday. Let me go and search for it real quick. At Banele_Magongo says that one question I'd like to ask Mr. Smurf Inc. is the fact that why is he being stingy enough about tattooing us? Because I've been seeing his work on social media, but we're not seeing him enough on all activations and events in the country. That's an interesting one.
But that requires money.
That's true.
Yeah, so let's hear from the man himself.
Well, that's a beautiful question. I feel like that's my mom asking me that question. But then we're still in the pipeline, like there's a show coming up in October 29th, Pretoria, Empire State Building. We're going to be there, so we're going to be mixing with, like serious people, actors, for the like artists also, so it's looking good.
When are you doing it for us? You said Pretoria.
Let's come back to the country. When are we doing it?
Well, in the country I've been around, but they're not that much.
Okay.
I've been to Timberview. We've had a show there. I've been to Prince of Wales. There's a show that was hosted there.
All right.
I think a year back. So yeah, we've been out there. It's just we wanted to get the base propped up nicely. Other than just rushing to get out there, because the most important thing when it comes to tattooing, the money is not that much important, but the most important thing is how the client feels after the work. So we take time doing things. We don't just rush and do it because there's an opportunity. So
Right.
yeah.
All right.
But we're coming out there. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be seen out there. So
And it's going to definitely blow up.
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, it's already on fire now.
Of
So
course.
just stand back. That's all.
Down. About the name. The name has to be sorted out because that's the first thing people are questioning about, how the name came about. Smurf Inc. Smurfs are a popular cartoon that kids used to watch, but why turn that into
Kids
the
or us?
business?
Well,
Okay, us.
Yeah,
We're gonna
us.
say
Everyone went
us.
through a Smurf. The blue ones, like I said,
Yeah, a
Bamba.
Smurf phase. Let's call it
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the name. How did it come about from a cartoon to now a business?
Well, my son's idea, basically. He used to watch the Smurfs, and then the only difference is I don't have a white beard. Otherwise, I would, So, yeah, it started off like that, and then it's my son's idea.
Yeah.
It was like, since we watch it a lot together, so
Yeah.
why don't you name your business Smurf Inks?
Yeah.
Like Smurf something, and then I added the ink. So I was like,
Okay.
okay. Has a more ink to it, and then it sounded a little bit unique, something that's been there but
Yeah.
new in a certain way because it's now involved with tattoos. Otherwise, yeah.
I mean, let's talk about the interesting slogan that you have.
You think it, I ink it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's talk about putting yourself in the customer's seat because I felt like when you created that slogan, you were more or less thinking about us. With whatever mind or whatever idea that we have, you get to bring it to life.
True.
Right? Let's talk about that formation of that slogan and how you've tried to live up to it in regards to your work.
Well, when it comes to tattoos, there's tat artists who just do what the client brings, and then with me, I always want to give the client the platform to feel like they had part in designing the tat.
Okay.
So which is why I always like, you think it, I ink it, because I'm more interested in what you want than what I suggest. I can only suggest placement, detailing and shading, all those things,
Yeah.
but then the main concern is what the client wants.
So what if I come in as a blank? Let's say I'm a blank customer. I don't know. I just want
Fully
ink,
tattooed.
but I don't know what exactly
Yeah.
or where exactly. How would you treat me as a customer? I'm blank.
Well, you sit down, you become my friend. We communicate. I learn more about you. Your
Okay.
likes, your interests. What do
Yeah.
what do you look up to? What inspires you? Because you
Yeah.
want to look at your tat in the long run and be interested in it, and still smile when you see it, and thinking, I should have done something better.
Yeah.
So that's where it starts. So if you come to me out of the blue, or like if you just walk in, I'm obviously going to ask you for an appointment set
Yeah.
up. Today is consultation, then come back later for the appointment, because we don't want to rush into it. Like I said at first, it's not the money that's important. Well, it is important, but it's not the money that comes first. It's the client's needs and the client's satisfaction that come first.
Yeah, you've spoken about placement, which leads me to asking, where is the worst place on your
To get
body
tattooed.
to get tattooed and to do a tattoo?
Well, for me, there's no worst place.
Really?
But for the client, the worst place is, there's no worst place. I mean, you're going to pay me. Why would that be worse?
I don't know. Some people, some tattoo artists feel like, the elbows, elbows are a bit tricky. Challenging places, let me say it like that.
Yeah.
Challenging places to place it.
Challenging places to place
Yeah.
to do tattoos. I guess it would be, areas with a little less muscle,
Yeah.
like the back of the hand, the ribs. Those are the most painful places.
Phew.
Because wow. And two, now those places have got delicate skin. So me as an artist, I charge extra for those places because they
That's a risk.
require, it's a risk, and also it requires a special level of skill to be able to execute a tat from there.
Okay.
So sometimes you do tattoo and then feel like you did your best, but then the healing process shows that the tattoo wasn't done correctly.
And you have to do it again.
Then you have to redo it again.
Whoa.
So now
Shee.
you need to be the kind of artist that knows what you're doing. Be able to say no. If the client wants something that you can't do, don't
Yeah.
rush for the money. But
Yeah.
then it is your reputation that matters, because every person that comes in, for us, business is beautiful because we tattoo you, you become my billboard.
Yeah.
So if I mess that up, obviously my business is,
And then let's talk about, the business side of things. One of the most crucial elements that you need in order to become a tattoo artist is cleanliness.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna put it in the sense of it really needs you to be a very sterile person because there's so much that goes on in that process and it can all go wrong. We've heard of skin infections.
Yeah, you get
We've heard of so many things just going wrong.
Yeah.
True.
How do you think you've more or less protected your brand from such? Do you keep yourself educated on what ways or what systems to use to avoid certain consequences?
Yeah.
What is the process?
Well, learn every day, man.
Yeah.
Learn every day. And most importantly, it's you cannot be able to do beautiful work in a dirty space.
Yeah.
So it has to, go hand in hand. You cannot expect something beautiful out of something that doesn't look attractive. So if you're going to walk in my studio and find it dirty, please feel free to just walk back home because I'm not ready to be tattooing you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be touching your skin, so I obviously need to make sure it's hygienically clean, which is why every time I tattoo, I show the needle to the client first before I use it, So, yeah.
You did mention that you're a family man. You spoke about your child naming Smurf Inks. Let's talk about Sydney outside of the tattoo artist. You are a qualified life coach. Apparently,
Well,
you can direct someone's life. You are the lead of people's lives. How do you characterize yourself outside of your tattoo work and your family? Because being a tattoo artist, you can be a therapist as well. As the Radio Prince already mentioned.
True.
How do you separate yourself, basically?
Well, it's more of a matter of being able to discipline yourself. Being able to shut down this, take time for that, shut down that, take time for this. So in that way, it also helps you to be open-minded when addressing people or rather clients. Because in that line of work, the life coaching work, all you need to do for people is just be able to listen to what they want to say. Because in most cases it's not all about what you have to say to the person, but it's all about what they understand from what you're saying to the person. So yeah, other than that, it's manageable, man. It's a beautiful experience. You get to connect with people in a spiritual level. So it's a beautiful experience. So yeah.
You've heard the worst stories, I'm sure. People tattoo their life stories on their bodies, from love to pain. But how are you able to know you work with that? Sometimes they say a psychologist or a therapist needs therapy too.
Of course.
True. Well, most importantly, to be able to be in the line of therapy, you'd need to be someone who's always going to be able to be with yourself, because when the client is gone, you stay with yourself. So obviously you're going to think about what the client went through, like your shame, all of those things. But then you need to be able to handle yourself and emotions, control your emotions, how you feel, how you think, because what you think becomes reality. So if you're going to come to me and tell me your problems, and then now I'm sitting there digesting your problems, then I'll mess around and experience what you were experiencing.
Like I'm covering up an ex or something. I'm joking.
So yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
12:38. We're about to wrap up. Sample this. This is the second round now. We did the
Okay.
first round, and seemingly you guys got it correct. And I
Yeah.
hate when people get things right. So
Oh.
let's try. Yeah, I know it must be difficult, man.
I should have messed up the
Imagine.
tattoo a little bit so I don't get it right.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
trying to be professional.
Karma.
Yeah.
I mean,
But how are you maintaining, to keep Smurf Inc. at the top of the ranks in your books? Doesn't need to be on other people's books, but in your books.
by doing me. That's all.
Originality.
I'm my own competition. So I don't look at other people and wish I wish I was like that. If I'm going to look at someone and get inspired by them, I target to be better than them or not even try it. So yeah.
And then the future of Smurf Inc. Are we looking to have a physical location soon? Are we looking
Absolutely.
to grow the family?
Yes,
Next
sir.
thing we're seeing female tattoo
Yes,
artists
sir.
under your name.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. We're looking at growth. Yes. Bigger studio, bigger setup. There's a lot of things that are going to go on in there, not just tattooing.
Yeah.
But, I just want to leave it as a surprise to the.
And I hate it because of time, but what can we say? But before we let him go, we want to find out from him, you know, his top 5, the fun side and the side that people don't get to know about him, right? So you need to answer these 5 questions as honest and as quick as possible, right?
Okay.
You ready?
Let me try.
All right. What is your favorite meal to cook?
Chicken.
Do you cook chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
with chicken.
chicken
I
and
can
rice
boil chicken.
or chicken
Like
stew,
chicken
basically.
stew.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
okay.
All right. Ooh, interesting. Favorite destination for relaxation?
Nature.
So anyway, there's nature, Anji.
Anywhere there's nature, that's the best place to be.
But nature's everywhere.
Nature's everywhere, exactly.
So anyway, for you is a relaxation
Anyway, I
spot.
just get out the house, put my headphones on, and just enjoy what God created.
Okay, let me change my
Yeah.
question. Just because you just decided to sidetrack me right there. Favorite holiday destination?
Oh, well,
Or dream, rather.
Yeah, it can also be a dream holiday destination.
Zimbabwe.
Ooh, look at you
Or
wanting
Greece.
the water.
Yeah.
No.
No.
We're not friends. No.
No,
Greece.
Greece is beautiful. The clear waters there.
Yeah,
you know,
but
yeah.
see, the small streets. Me, I don't like to be in a narrow. But okay, it's fine. It's fine. Let's talk about SUV or Baki.
SUV.
Okay. Favorite color?
Grey.
Piercing
Wow,
or
that's
tattoo?
the second grey.
Tattoo.
What is with you guys in grey?
Yeah, even Lobby, the previous guest, favorite color
Uh-huh.
said grey.
Well, grey is like a neutral color. You know,
Mm.
like the yin yang side, it's black and white, but then when you spin it, it produces a grey color. So you want to be in the harmony of everything, than be on one side or the opposing side. You know.
Hayi ukuthi nitshele.
White. White.
No.
Just go for white.
Yeah.
If
but
you
then,
want harmony.
White.
but then white is away from black.
Oh God.
So grey is the mixture of black and white.
Lighted down.
Even when tattooing, we mix white and black to produce grey. So yeah.
No, I feel like there was a conversation that I was had between all the
Yeah.
3 guests. Why are they all
Grey,
giving
grey,
us the
grey.
same answer? It's giving suspicious. It really is
giving suspicious.
It's definitely giving suspicious. All right. Thank you so much, my brother, for coming through and actually hanging out with us. But before we let you go, kindly give the listener at home where they can more or less get a hold of your services, the number, or even just a consultation. More or less, if they want to know which direction they should go with a certain tattoo. Where can they catch you on the socials?
Awesome. You can text me on WhatsApp for bookings and inquiries, 7698-4764.
One more time.
7698-4764. You can also check out my page on Instagram at Smurf_Inks. You can also check out my page on Facebook at Smurf Ink Tattoos. And then, yeah.
And then, are you allowed to give your physical location? No, but it's risky. No, let's just estimate. Where are you around?
Around here.
All right.
Around Matapa.
So yeah, if you want someone close by to do your tattoo professionally made and with love, definitely check him out on the social at Smurf Inc. Right, we're about to wrap it up.
Yeah.
You said you